Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's go through these briefly one by one. We'll go through them in a little bit more detail and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have the Cypress, and this is in the Ravishing-A. We have an Onoto, and this is the Charles Dickens, and this is the Christmas Carol 2024. We have a Montblanc Writer's Edition, or Montblanc, and this is the LePetit Prince, and this is the Aviator Solitaire Doué. We have a Montblanc, and this is Karl the Great. We have a Montblanc Sir Arthur Conan Doyle 1902 edition. We have a Visconti Opera Master, and this is in the tobacco. We have a Visconti Empire. We have a Gilbert House Pens. This is the grey box elder Burl. We have a Cypress Maki-E Goldfish and a Cypress Maki-E Dragon. So I think let's take a look at these pens in a little bit more detail here. So this is the Cypress and this is the Ravishing-A. You can see here it says Cypress on the cap band. Now, this did come in a number of different models, a Ravishing-A, a B, I think a C and a D. There were multiple versions of this material here. It's quite a sort of 1980s psychedelic. I like the 3D depth to the swirls in this material. Reminds me a little bit of glass marbles from like the 1980s. Quite an interesting pen, and you can see the cap finial there. If I unscrew the cap, I've got a broad Yovo steel nib on it. It is a cartridge converter pen. I can post the cap as well if I wish to, and that will post quite deeply and securely. It is a cartridge converter pen, but for me, it also has a bit of a spring-loaded clutch mechanism there as well. It's an interesting pen. I bought that second-hand from a friend, Dr. Joe Vitolo, and glad that I was able to add that one to my collection and that he was selling it. The next pen inked up is the Onoto. This is the Charles Dickens. This is the Christmas Carol 2024 edition. You can see it has this sterling silver overlay there with enamel of green and red there on the overlay on the cap. Also has this lovely cranberry material, which I think is actually quite nice. It really does look stunning. Very glad I added this one to my collection. I've got a number 7 size Onoto 18 karat gold medium nib there. It is a cartridge converter, and I can post the cap, but it's pretty back weighted because there's a lot of sterling silver. Even though that's just an overlay, it is very weighty. I like the weight. I just wish it was a little bit more sort of front loaded, so to speak. But I don't normally post my caps, so I won't post that cap either. The next pen inked up is the Montblanc LePetit Prince Solitaire, or Aviator Solitaire Doué. Bit of a mouthful. It is a 146 size Montblanc. You do have this in platinum, and it does say Montblanc Meisterstück, and you do have this leather overlay here on the cap. You've got a plane there for the Aviator. You've got this stitching as well. You've got these indents are the sand dunes, and then you've got a planet. And then you also have the Prince, or LePetit Prince, here as well in the sand dunes. It's a beautiful pen. It's a weighty pen, and I love writing with this pen. And it makes me want to have more Solitaire and more Doués. It comes with a number 6 size 18 karat gold medium nib there. You can't post the cap, but that doesn't bother me. I just love writing with this pen. So it is quite an exquisite pen. Glad that I was able to add that one to my collection. Another one I'm glad I was able to add to my collection is this one. It's Montblanc and it's Karl the Great, or Karl de Grosse. And again, this is another interesting Montblanc. It's sterling silver here, twisted facets with gold here as well. It really is quite a beautiful pen. I love it. It has a place in my collection, like most of my pens do. But I do like it. It's got a bit of weight to this pen. And it has a number 6 size Montblanc 18 karat gold medium nib. The body itself is weighty, but the cap, I would say, is weightier. You can post that cap, but it's going to be very, very back weighted. It's not really worth doing so, because when you have a back weighted cap, you are going to struggle to write with it, or struggle to try and keep that pen on the paper or page. The next pen inked up is the Montblanc, and this is the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It's a writer's edition. It's a 1902 edition. You've got the magnifying glass there. You've got the Hound of the Baskerville in there. You've got various place names around London here. You've also got a mother of pearl snowflake there as well, or mountain cap. And if I unscrew the cap, you've got a number 6 size Sir Arthur Conan Doyle nib there, and that's a 18 karat gold medium nib. This is a piston filling pen, just the same as these two Montblancs. It really is a nice pen. I am a fan of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and also more so of Sherlock Holmes, so this pen really does speak to me, and I do like writing with that pen as well. The next pen inked up is a pen that I wanted for a number of years. It's a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. Strangely enough, 888 of these were made, and this is 779 there. But these, I want to say, sold out over the last probably decade or so. Obviously, you can still pick them up, certainly secondhand. This one was never inked. I picked it up on eBay, and this was last year, and I'm so glad that I did, because I really, really do like this pen. It comes with an older Visconti, not Montblanc, Visconti 18 karat gold medium nib there. It's a decent size. It's a power vac. It's a double reservoir. You've got the ink window there as well. Screw threads. I typically prefer the screw threads on the Opera Masters rather than a hook safe lock mechanism. I kind of understand why Visconti swapped to the hook safe lock mechanism, but I think they should have still kept that to mostly the Homo sapien range. So I do prefer the screw threads on those. I don't know why they changed. I could probably maybe suggest why. Is that metal threads do, if it's metal and you've got threads and you're cutting into those threads, then those probably will corrode or rust over time. So I can kind of understand why they might want to go for a hook safe lock mechanism, but still I do prefer the screw threads. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Empire. You've got an interesting clip here. This is a sterling silver overlay on this lovely translucent blue body. But this is a vermeil overlay. So this is gold plated over sterling silver. And if I remove the cap there, you'll see the older 18 karat gold nib. And that's a fine nib, although it writes a little bit more closer to a medium. I can post the cap, but I am more concerned about no cap band right on the end of the cap, so I prefer not to. But this is a beautiful pen. The nib in it writes exquisitely, so this for me is actually a beautiful pen to write with. Like a lot of my pens in my collection, but that is, I think it makes it more when you're writing with the pens and it has a beautiful writing experience. That's when it really comes to life. The next pen here is another one that comes to life as well. It's a Gilbert House Pens. It's a grey box elder Burl, and this is a fusion or a merging of wood and resin together. They call it a hybrid material. You can buy rods of this, and a lot of custom pen makers will buy that. Brad at Gilbert House Pens is one of them, and he will turn it into a pen. And this material is really beautiful. I like how Brad continues the resin onto the section there. I've got a broad number 6 size Yovo steel nib. It's a cartridge converter. I can't post the cap, but you can see in the size of my hand, this is a long pen. So I never feel the need that I want to post that cap, but I do love the merging or blending there of wood to resin. The next pen is a Cypress pen, and this is the Cypress Maki-E Goldfish. I love this pen a lot. I still wish it was a little bit larger, a little bit longer, a little bit girthier, but I am liking this pen nevertheless. And if I unscrew that, you'll see there it has a number 6 size Cypress, and that is an 18 karat gold nib, and that is a medium nib. It's a cartridge converter pen. I can post the cap, but it's not really going to post deeply. And again, this is very raised Maki-E, and I'm always concerned about marring the finish of that. Even though technically Urushi should be pretty hard, lacquer, coating, etc., I do still would prefer not to post that cap. It's a cartridge converter pen, and I like that pen a lot. I like writing with it. And then the last pen inked up again is another Cypress pen, and this is the Maki-E Dragon. This was the pen that they made at or sold at the end of 2024 over the Christmas period. Only 5 of these, like most of Cypress pens, only 5, and I managed to bag one of these pretty quickly. So for me, that is a nice pen, and very, very glad that I have that pen. If I unscrew the cap, I've got a number 6 size Cypress, and that's an 18 karat gold. I got a broad nib on this one. I remember asking Selena Cypress if they had a broad, I'd go for a broad. If not, I'd go for a medium, and she managed to give me a broad nib. Again, I can post that cap. It posts a little bit better than the Maki-E Goldfish, to be honest, but it's still not that secure. So again, this is not a cap I normally would post. Again, it's a cartridge converter pen, but this pen, the pattern on this pen really is beautiful. So there you have it. That's my 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So the first pen inked up this week is the Cypress Ravishing-A. I think let's do a ink swatch first. And I like the colour that I paired up with this pen. I could have put a purple or a mauve or a pink in there, but and this is a pink, I guess. But this is a nice pairing, I think. So this is the Cypress Ravishing, and it's the A version. I don't really know where Cypress come up with their names, but some of the names are a little bit strange. Ravishing-A. But the nib in here, it's a broad, and it's a steel nib. It's a Yovo nib. The ink in here is a Diamine Amaranth. And I did actually buy another bottle of that because I know that I am getting a bit low, and I want to write with that ink a little bit more as well. The next pen inked up is the Onoto, and this is a Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2024 edition. So we'll do an ink swatch. And My always go-to red used to be Diamine Poppy Red and Diamine Wild Strawberry, but this is becoming more of a favourite. And I do need to buy another bottle or two of this. This, if I can get it. This is the Onoto, and it's a Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2024, and it's a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib, and the ink in here is Diamine Ho Ho Ho, and I just like that colour of ink. It's a bright, vibrant red, a little bit, I'd say, with a hint of orange to it. Very nice colour. The next pen inked up is the Montblanc LePetit Prince Aviator Solitaire Doué. So we'll do an ink swatch here, and I think this might be getting a bit low. So I've got to decide, do I want to re-ink it or flush it out? This is the Montblanc LePetit Prince. And it's the Aviator model. It's a Solitaire, it's a Doué, and it's a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib. And the ink in here is KWZ Nuki Brown, which is a nice brown ink. And I've got a the reason why I laugh is I'm just looking at my ink shelves, and I wanted to say I think I've got a bottle or two of that ink, and yeah, I think I've probably got 5 bottles of that ink. But do I need any more? No. Do I want any more? Yes. It's always the way, unfortunately. The next pen inked up is the Montblanc Karl the Great, or Karl de Grosse. We'll do an ink swatch. And I do need to explore some more lighter grey inks. As much as I like the ink pairing in this pen, I think I like just a regular light grey ink. This is the Montblanc Karl the Great. And it's a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib. And the ink in here is Montblanc, and it's a spiderweb grey. It's not that I dislike this ink. I find when I write with it, it has a little bit of a, I would say maybe a purplish brown tint to the ink, but it then dries more of a lighter grey. I think I just like a standard light grey ink. Maybe Diamine Grey or Diamine Graphite. Graphite I think is a little bit more darker grey. The next pen inked up is the Montblanc Writer's Edition Sir Arthur Conan Doyle 1902 edition. And we'll do an ink swatch here. And this is a nice brown ink, although it's not one of my favourites. It's because it's a darker brown, and I prefer warmer browns, lighter browns. So this is the Montblanc Writer's Edition Sir Arthur Conan Doyle 1902, and it's a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib. And the ink in here is Montblanc Toffee Brown. And I remember actually getting a bottle of that initially and thinking, yeah, it's a dark brown ink, it's nice, but I kind of wanted something more from it. And then I started getting other brown inks, and I started realising that I liked the warmer tones of brown rather than the darker tones of brown. The next pen inked up is the Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. And we'll do an ink swatch in here. And this is the kind of like warmer brown tones that I really prefer more like autumnal. So this is the Visconti Opera Master Tobacco, and it's a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib, and the ink in here is Akerman SBRE brown. I typically prefer this as a brown. I prefer Diamine Ochre as well, although I find that's a little bit more darker. The next one inked up is the Visconti Empire. So we'll do an ink swatch on here. And this nib is a lovely nib to write with. A little bit of a bounce to it. Perfect nib in my guys. It's really, really a beautiful pen and a beautiful nib. So this is the Visconti Empire, and it's a fine, although it writes a little bit more towards a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib. And when I say a bounce to it, or a slight bounce, it's very minuscule compared to some nibs that I have that have got a lot more bounce. The ink in here is Visconti Turquoise, but that is I think a beautiful combination there. I like both that ink and the nib and the pen as well. The next pen inked up is the Gilbert House Pens Grey Box Elder Burl. So we'll do another ink swatch. And I probably could do with putting a lighter grey ink in this pen, but I just love how lubricated Diamine Earl Grey is of an ink. So this is the Gilbert House Pens, and it's the grey Box Elder Burl. And it's a broad, and it's a steel Yovo nib. I love how this nib writes, and I love how the ink writes as well. The ink in here is Diamine Earl Grey. It's just a perfect ink for me. The next pen is the Cypress Maki-E Goldfish. And I always think that although there's a lot of gold on this pen, that maybe I should put orange in it. We'll do an ink swatch here. I think if I was to put an orange ink in here, I'd probably need a broad or double broad nib on this. Just otherwise, it probably is not going to stand out very well. So this is the Cypress Maki-E, and it's a Goldfish. And it's a medium, and it's an 18 cat gold nib. But it writes a little bit more like a Western fine. And then the ink in here is Robert Oster. And it's gold Antiqua. But that is a nice ink. I think it's a good pairing. But I do still sometimes wonder if I should put an orange ink in there. And then the last pen is the Cypress Maki-E Dragon. So we'll do an ink swatch. And this is one nib width wider, but you would probably struggle to differentiate. So this is the Cypress Maki-E, and it's the Dragon. And it's a broad 18 cat gold nib. Now, honestly, can you really tell the difference? Yes, maybe slightly, but it's really not a lot. And then, again, the ink in here is Robert Oster. I did have different inks in these, but I've decided to go with the same ink, Gold Antiqua, because it's an ink that I really do like. I think I put Muddy Bucket in there at one point, but that is a nice ink. So I think let's take a look at these pens inked up one more time. So we have a Cypress Ravishing-A in a broad steel nib inked up with Diamine Amaranth. We have an Onoto Charles Dickens Christmas Carol 2024 in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Ho Ho Ho. We have a Montblanc LePetit Prince Aviator Solitaire Doué in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with KWZ Nuki Brown. We have a Montblanc Karl the Grosse or Karl the Great in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Montblanc Web Spider or Spider Web Grey. We have a Montblanc Writer's Edition Sir Arthur Conan Doyle 1902 edition in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Montblanc Toffee Brown. And I think you'd almost struggle to see that that's a brown. That's almost bordering on black. The next pen is a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Akerman SBRE Brown. We have a Visconti Empire in a fine 18 karat gold nib inked up Visconti Turquoise. We have a Gilbert House Pens Grey Boxed Elder Burl in a broad steel nib inked up with Diamine Earl Grey. We have a Cypress Maki-E Goldfish in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Robert Oster Gold Antiqua. And then last but not least, we have a Cypress Maki-E Dragon in a broad 18 karat gold nib inked up with Robert Oster Gold Antiqua. So there you have it. That's my 10 pens currently inked for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.